Morning, guys. All muscle. Got a new addition to the fleet here. 2010 Nissan GTR Premium. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with this car yet. I've never owned one of these, but it should be interesting and should be fun to work on. They say these cars are fast, so we'll go ahead and put it on the all muscle channel here. I usually like to stay with my American cars. I like the American muscle cars. I got my Corvettes, my Mustangs, you know, Trans Ams, old school Trans Ams, Camaros. I'm just into these American cars, if you would say. But anyways, this car here made it into my hands, so we're gonna go ahead and show it off and see what you guys think. Maybe you guys can help me out on this. I don't know anything about them. If you have any questions on it, I probably won't be able to answer them. Maybe you can answer my questions and help me out. But yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go over the car, show you what it is, and we'll just do a quick walk around on it. The wheels there look a little beat up. Somebody didn't take care of this. Let's just start off with that. Somebody did not take care of this car, so we're gonna have to undo a lot of ugly. These brake rotors are definitely on the on the undersized chart, but pricing out those brake rotors, they're like almost 400 bucks a piece, so that's a pretty spendy brake rotor. Maybe that's why I like my American cars. You get cheaper parts. Anyways, the rear wheel here is not as bad as the front, but still got some curves and nicks and whatnot on it. And then you got your, scuffs. This one here looks like it'll polish out. This one here, a little scrape. My rear little rocker. The paint on this car is actually pretty faded. It's not, it's definitely not a garage kept unit. Somebody went ahead and thought they could, I don't know, maybe give that tail light a little bit of a flat color, and went to town, looks like, on it with the spray can, and just, yeah, look at that, sprayed it all over the place. Nice and crystal clear. Ugly and faded looking. I don't know, I'd rather stick with this one. I'm not sure. Were you fixing that up? Is that fixed up right there? Oh, I don't know. Here we go. This one here's got a crack on the tail lens, little gouges and whatnot. And on the rear bumper, looks like the rear bumper might have to come off for an respray. Some gouges and dents in the bottom. The exhaust tips look okay. Again, the paint here on this car is definitely sun faded, so definitely either my thinking on this car is maybe a complete respray. We'll get it sprayed with some nice PPG paint and clear. Get the car looking nice and fancy. I have a full gallon of PPG clear that I bought for a different project that I didn't use, so maybe that might be a good addition to this car. It just needs too much attention on the paint. So this is the 20-inch wheel package on this car. I guess this excuse me, I guess this car had the cold weather package. From what I read, again, correct me if I'm wrong, send me some comments on that, but the 20-inch wheel package, I believe, from what I've read, is that it came with the cold weather package. Here's the interior of the vehicle. Now, as soon as I opened the door, I just smelled nothing but cigarette smoke. So somebody in here was puffing away at some cigarettes. I mean, none of this stuff I would have done to this car. But anyways, if it hadn't been done, I probably wouldn't have got it. So thanks for ruining a car so that I can get it and rebuild it. I get it cheaper than you did, but I get it in the condition where I have to work on it. So I don't know who's lucky, you or me. Anyways, missing a trim panel on the back there for the quarter. Not sure why. Looks like down in the lower section there's a module, so maybe some work had to be done down in there. We'll get into that later. make some future videos on some of the things that that I come up with or figure out on the car. Again, this is something that I've never ventured off into. I don't know anything about these cars. I mean, I barely know how to open the door. It's like this thing here with the push-in handle. I'm old school. Just grab the door and open it, you know. But yeah, I mean, as far as the frame-wise, I've looked through the frame, and it seems to be pretty solid. Yeah, see, there's a module down in here. Not sure exactly what that's for quite yet, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, for some reason the quarter plastic trim is missing. Got the front plate definitely there in the front seat with you. A lot of these panels here are missing like a coating. That was like that on also the driver's side. The power window switch trim area is definitely peeling there. But overall, the interior, I would give the condition of the interior maybe like a 7. Maybe like a 7. It does need some things, but for the most part, it'll clean up. The worst thing in the interior for me is that right there, that damn cigarette. That cigarette burn. I mean, that's not even repairable. So, anyways, door panels look pretty clean. Otherwise, you know, besides this little stuff here that we talked about, door jambs look good. Door closes nice and solid. So my first thing here is I'm gonna try to get this. I'm gonna try to get the paint and body looking good. I do have a light on the dash that says VDC or check VDC or something like that. VDC inoperable. Visit dealer. I'm not sure exactly what it says, but let's find out. Alright, so I guess this is, got the push button start, step on the brakes, fire up the car. There it is. Oil level okay. Well, maybe. It'll light up here, I'm pretty sure. There we go, door. Let's try closing the door. Alright, so I have a flat tire according to the cluster here. So I'm assuming maybe a tire pressure monitor system problem, either the sensor in the tire or the module, or maybe just a programming issue. But anyways, VDC system malfunction. So I have to visit the dealer for my flat tire, and then I also have to visit the dealer for the VDC malfunction. Let's pop the hood here, take a look under the hood. I did run a quick scan with the scan tool, and I came up with 0 DTCs as far as the engine. So that's definitely a good thing. It's not. I only got one key to this thing, so I want to make sure it doesn't lock on me for some weird reason. All right, so the engine seems to be okay. Back here so you can hear what I'm saying. See, the VDC, I'm assuming is part of the traction control system. From what I've read, I haven't seen too much about it, but a lot of people are claiming that it's something to do with the ABS, something to do with the steering rack. Could be low brakes. There's a bunch of things that I read. So if you guys have any suggestions on what the VDC light might be, or the VDC malfunction might be, please send those comments my way. This car has 52,000 miles on it, so I'm not sure I don't even know what the wearable items are, you know, on these types of cars at that mileage. So if you can send me like you know, what your recommendations on maintenance at that mileage, things to check, I'd really appreciate that. But as far as the DTCs on this car, there was no engine trouble codes coming out. Also, the transmission, I checked the transmission control module, no trouble codes coming out on that. So those are the two main modules that I was concerned with, and showed no trouble codes on those. So you know, I think I'm in the clear there. This one here, we're gonna, you know, it's a a pricey car as far as parts on these cars. They're absolutely ridiculous. The pricing on fenders, ridiculous. Checked with Nissan already. I mean, we're talking 15. I think 1,500 or 1,580 was a quote that I got on one of these fenders. So for 2 fenders, I mean, you're talking like $3 grand, and you know, I'd have to spray them, of course, and that's, you know, that's minute compared to the price of the actual fender and the piece itself. But considering that we're going to spray the whole car, it's all going to match up. I mean, that's the plan for right now. These things may not come into line depending on when I put the numbers together and start pricing out more things that the car needs. I may or may not go that route. I may just end up letting this car sell to another individual that may have access to these parts, or well, I don't know, I might even buy a parts car. I have no clue what I'm going to do at this point. But any questions that you have, like I said, I probably won't be able to answer on this unit. So if you have anything to throw in as far as the BDC, I'd like to hear what you think about that, or if you had that same issue, let me know how you resolved it. And then I'm gonna try to take here more videos of the car as I do small things here to it to help. I don't know, what did I say here? I wanted to help the aesthetics or the visual appeal of the car. That's something that hang on a second. That's something that definitely goes a long way. When you could have a car that runs absolutely like shit, but looks like it, like 100, you know, like 100 grand, and people will overlook little things on it. But you know, little things as far as, you know, lights on the dash or whatever. So I might get it looking nice and pretty, and then try to resell it, depending, like I said, on how much the overall numbers and build numbers are going to be, to try to put this thing back to 100, because 100 is where I like to be on anything that I own. So follow along with what I got going, and if you can help in any way, please, you know, put your comments down below. Questions, fortunately I can't help you with that. If you got any questions on anything else in my fleet or any of my other videos, I can help you with that for sure, because I've dealt and owned these cars before. Not owning one of these is kind of freaking me out a little bit, because I've actually got a pretty decent amount of money invested in this car, and if I have to invest further, obviously I'm going to have to, in order to get it to what I call tits condition, because the scrapes on the wheels, those don't work for me. Little scrapes and scratches on the doors and body panels, cigarette burn in the seat, none of that stuff works for me. And these lights on the dash, those all got to go. These brakes are definitely worn, things like that. I mean, just pricing the brake job on this car, parts only, no labor, probably looking close to $2 grand on just replacing the rotors, pads, and getting all the fluids flushed and whatnot. So definitely spendy on the parts on these cars, and I don't know exactly how much I'm willing to spend on this car, but if I decide to cut it short, I'll let you guys know. This car here, I could have, I don't know, 4 other cars that I could be working on and try to turn into you know, a little bit of profit versus just this one. So for me, it might not make any sense, but I might just do it just for the fun of it, or for some new experience that I'm looking for, or whatever. Because some of the stuff that I've worked on has definitely been repetitive, and I've been working on them for so long and doing the same type of work on the same types of cars. So we'll see. We'll see if this is gonna pan out for me. But you guys stay tuned for future videos on this car. Like I said, I'm gonna do little things here and there to try to help the aesthetics of the car first. Pamper, because it does run and drive. It runs and drives real good. I drove it about an hour and a half to actually get it here. So no check engine lights, no traction problems. It did have maybe like a little whine, I want to say, on the rear end of the car when I first started driving it, but it went away maybe about 5 minutes into the drive, and I didn't hear anything after that. So if you have any ideas on what that could have been, let me know. I know these cars have differential problems, they have trans problems, especially these earlier ones. I've heard the trans problems are just all over the place. So again, we're gonna take this one step at a time. You guys stay tuned, and then please help out with anything that you can. If you have any ideas, let me know. I'd like to hear everything. Everything helps. If you guys if you guys think could it be a tire pressure sensor that's causing all my problems because of that tire, you know, let me know if you had a problem like that and how you went about fixing it. But anyways, I'm gonna let you guys go. This video ended up running a little longer than I anticipated, but we'll see you on the next one. All Muscle signing out.